Red Dead 2 has 14 legendary fish, and I'm gonna find the secret removed 15th one. When Red Dead 2 was being released, the developers were toying with the idea of adding a final boss of a legendary fish. A fish so big and powerful that it would need a bulldozer to move. People have tried to catch this fish for years and no one has been successful, except for me, because by the end of this video, I swear I will catch this fish. Red Dead is literally my favorite game. So good, in fact, that I decided to 100% it a little while ago. In my process of completing everything in the game, I came across the legendary fish challenges. Before I started catching fish, I ran into this guy. His name is Jeremy Gill. He presents himself to me as a celebrity fisherman. He talks a lot and gives me a map containing each fish and its location. To have a chance of finding the 15th legendary fish, I first need to catch the main 14 fish. And if I wanted Jeremy to help me, I need to send each fish I caught over to him. This challenge took me across the map, crossing each legendary fish off my list and sending it to Jeremy. One of the fish I had to find could only be found on the prison island, definitely being the most dangerous fish yet. I found another one on the edge of these train tracks and another one in a frozen lake. I'm not gonna talk about each fish, but I'll just say that it took me a lot longer than it should have. Once I mailed each legendary fish to Jeremy Gill, I make my way over to his house. When I get there, he doesn't even recognize me. He thinks I'm a cameraman and tells me to come with him to find a giant catfish. This is the first time we get to hear about the 15th fish, and Jeremy wants us to take a picture of him catching it. He explains the catfish was last seen by the San Luis River, and we start riding over there. He tells me the known facts about the fish. It's 180 pounds, 90 inches long, and a dull yellow color. When we get there, he makes me watch him with the camera so I can get a good photo of him when he catches it. He waffles on for a while about his fame and success until I fall asleep and wake up to him still talking. In the middle of a sentence, something pulls on his rod. He tries his best to catch the fish, but it pulls him in and he actually dies. This is the first and only encounter you get within the Red Dead missions, but that doesn't mean there isn't more to find. Every mention of the fish either comes from Jeremy Gill or miscellaneous items you pick up in the game. So if I want to find out more about this giant catfish, I would need to look elsewhere. This is the Red Dead 2 wiki, and it's the next best place to go for this type of information besides the actual game. The location tab says the legendary channel catfish is found at the San Luis River, south of Benedict Point, but it can never be seen by the player. Wait, so if it can never be seen by the player, it must be impossible to catch, right? No. If you scroll down on the site, you can actually find leaked images of the fish, meaning it must be able to be spawned. Now we finally know what this fish looks like, and we know it's possible to spawn it. Seeing as the images leaked depict the fish actually on land, it must be possible, even if it's not an intended way. Now here's an interesting part of the story. Jeremy Gill got every single detail about the fish right, besides the fact that the fish wasn't a dull yellow color. It probably is a mistake or something, but it goes to show how unfinished this fish actually was. I forgot to mention this, but after Jeremy Gill died, he dropped his special spinner, a unique item only to him. By getting this item at the end of the game with no other legendary fish to catch, it is heavily implied that you need to use the spinner to catch the catfish. But it turns out people have tried for years to catch it with the spinner, to zero success. Because looking through the game files more, you can see that it's never intended for the player to interact with it. Although it was never intended to be interacted with, there still is a way to catch it. This method that I found by Cornflake25 had me install a mod menu. This menu allows me to spawn NPCs, wagons, and most importantly, animals. Even though the legendary catfish isn't part of the game, it can actually be spawned by this mod menu because it's in the files. You can actually find it in the PED menu. When I spawned it, the catfish model broke and morphed into this ugly looking creature, but it also began swimming around and was open for me to catch it. I tossed in my reel and I finally caught it, making me the second person ever to catch this fish. Now, hold on. At the time of writing this script, I hadn't even caught the fish yet. This footage is actually footage from Cornflake25. When I went to go record myself catching it, it turns out they removed it from the mod menu. It's completely gone, making me a liar and this entire challenge failed, but I do think it was still worth it. Going through all this trouble for a removed fish in Red Dead is kind of funny. If you like this video, I promise you'll enjoy this video and this video.